Tired of being stuck at home doing home workouts during lockdown? You're probably wondering when gyms are going to reopen again in the UK. And if you're like most people and you're bored of the home workouts, I'm going to answer this question for you in this video. So, for the last couple of months, most of us have not been able to go to a gym or train in a fitness facility, obviously because of the restrictions the government imposed due to coronavirus and the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown measures. And what this has done is it's had a positive effect for some people because you've learned how to work out at home. Trainers like myself have had to become really creative and push ourselves out of our comfort zones and start offering online training. However, this video we're going to answer the question when gyms will reopen, what you're going to be able to do when you get back to the gyms, and how to prepare yourself for when you are able to start training in the gym again. So the first thing we're going to cover is when a gym's going to reopen. And the honest answer is nobody really knows. However, there is a big hint that the government are going to allow us to reopen facilities on July the 4th. Yep, it's going to be Independence Day for many of us in the UK who want to return to the gym or open up our own facilities. However, this all depends on a few factors. The first thing is we've got to meet the 5 tests that the government have said that need to be met in order for the easing of the restrictions of the quarantine to happen. The second thing that's going to have to happen is we've got to be able to put in place as facility owners the right measures and the right restrictions as to what we need to do as facility owners to ensure your safety as our clients and customers. And as of yet, nobody's really told us as facility owners what we have to be doing. And this is really annoying. The closest thing to a governing body for the fitness industry is something called UK Active. And as a fitness facility owner, I've been monitoring their website for the latest news and information, and even they're confused. However, the company and the people behind the company are really pressing the government to be a little bit more clear, a little bit more transparent, and try to ease the restrictions. Because as we all know, as one thing that we have learned throughout the coronavirus pandemic is health and fitness is so important for being immune to viruses, for making sure that we are, if we do contract the virus, that we're healthy to fight it off, and also for our own mental well-being. You know, there's a lot of people who have been suffering from anxiety and depression because of the coronavirus lockdown. Those people have turned to exercise to help them with their mental well-being and to help them elevate their mood. So it makes sense that the government allow fitness facility owners like myself to open up our facilities to the general public as soon as possible. Now, we're in a fortunate situation here at TFF Fitness Studio that we're quite small. We can only have a maximum number of people in at any one time anyway. Social distancing is quite easy for us to do because we only train people one-to-one or in very small groups. We will have to potentially look at downgrading our group sizes, but one-to-one, we can make sure everything's hygienically clean before and after a client comes in, and to make sure that we can maintain social distance with our clients once we are allowed to train people. However, the bigger gyms like Pure Gym, gyms like The Gym, JW Gym, and all these budget gyms that have cropped up, they're going to be in a little bit of a pickle when they're allowed to reopen because their whole business model revolves around getting as many people in as possible. Now, because of this, they're going to struggle financially because they're going to have restrictions placed upon how many people are allowed to be in a facility at any given time. I've heard various different reports of how many people are going to be allowed in a facility at any given time, but judging by the fact that, you know, we're going to have to maintain this 2-meter distance between other people, you can imagine that based on the square meterage of a gym, how many people are going to be allowed in a facility at any given time. I have also heard a rumour that bigger gyms such as Bannatyne's and things like David Lloyd's are going to even delay their opening times to later in the year. They're looking at October time. Now, these gyms have massive square footage. They've got things like swimming pools, saunas, etc. And they're going to have to put in a lot more measures in place to make sure that they meet government regulations and guidelines especially when it comes to things like the swimming pool area, the steam and sauna and hot tub areas, and shower facilities. And that's another thing. Will you be able to shower up when you go to a gym? Probably not. Initially, we're probably thinking that things like shower facilities might not be allowed for facility owners to open up, just because of the logistical nightmare of keeping things hygienically clean for clientele. However, the other question that needs to be asked is, will you need to be wearing masks whilst you're training? And again, nobody really knows the answer to that question. I can only just imagine how uncomfortable it's going to be for clients to train in masks, unless you're used to training in a training mask. And that's a topic for a completely different video. Now, what are you going to do when you're allowed to go back to the gym? Now, this part of the video is what I really wanted to talk about in this video. What I really wanted to talk about is how you're going to adapt your training when you get back in the gym. See, you've had a bit of a layoff period. Your training has changed. You've adapted your training style slightly because you've had to train from home. You've probably not trained at all. Now, to avoid injury, to avoid any muscle tears, to avoid too much pain after a workout, you're going to have to ease yourself in. Your program that you were working on before the COVID-19 pandemic lockdown measures were put in place may have to be altered for when you're allowed to go back in. So don't be surprised if you're going to have to ease yourself in. Don't be upset if you can't go straight in gung-ho. Some people will, and those people might regret it. It all depends on your ability, your training age, how long you've been training for, your ability to recover, etc. But for most people, I would genuinely advise against going straight into the gym and doing exactly what you did before the whole pandemic started. You need to adapt your training slowly. Take your time. Your fitness levels might have dropped, your strength might have decreased, etc. So take your time and build yourself back up before you go back to your original training program. So that being said, I hope this video has given you some insight as to what's going on when it comes to when gyms will be able to reopen in the UK due to the coronavirus pandemic. Listen, if you have any questions whatsoever, please drop me a comment below. Also, I'd love to hear from you. If you want to answer this question I'm going to ask, please put it in the comments below. Even when the gyms are allowed to reopen, because of the whole coronavirus issue that's going on right now, do you feel safe going back to a gym? Are you going to take your time going back to the gym until you know it's 100% safe to do so? I'd love to know your comments. Put them below, and as always, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe to the channel and click that bell notification so you don't miss a single video, because I know you'll love them. Listen, I'll speak to you soon. Have a great day, stay safe, sweat more, suck less, and stay awesome.